With regard to the addiction analogy in the United States, I always quote Russell Brand. So he's a recovered heroin addict. And when Amy Winehouse died, who was a drug addict, he said this quote, and it really is pertinent, not just for addiction, but for America. He goes, when you have a friend that's a drug addict, he goes, you're going to get a phone call. You might get a phone call saying, hey, I got sober. I cleaned my life up. I'm sorry for all my crazy behavior and all the chaos I caused in your life. Or you're going to get a call, so-and-so's dead. They died of an overdose or car accident or whatever. He goes, but you're going to get a phone call. So America's an addict. So America's either going to hit rock bottom and it's going to be awful. America's going to die. There's going to be a brutal civil war. Or America's going to go down a dark path and pull itself out and go, man, we were wrong. We were sorry. But it's when someone's heading for a rock bottom, the only question is when is the rock bottom and how far it's going to be. That's the only question. It's a rock bottom for America is coming. We haven't even come close yet. We think the Uvalde shooting or losing Roe v. Wade. We're not even close. We're not even close. I'm telling you, January 6th, not even close. The George Floyd protests and the police violence, we're not even close. Those were brutal. January 6th was crazy, it's nuts, but those things will look like a Disney parade compared to what's coming. It's going to be awful. So I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to be like, look, America had a rough spot, but it pulled itself out. I would love to say that. Because ultimately I love this country and want it to be, the idea of America is perfect. A government by the people, for the people, representative democracy. That idea, everyone's equal, it's a great idea, but we don't have it. I used to think even the Constitution was this brilliant political document. And the more you see it and how it was designed, you go, man, it was written by rich landowners that also owned slaves that wanted to protect their wealth. The Supreme Court is set up to protect your wealth. Congress and the Senate is designed to protect your wealth. It's not in this modern day and age. We don't need Congress and Senate. We just need to introduce laws, like Mike Gravel said, that are 500 words or less in plain English, not legalese, and Americans vote on them. Americans this is put out there and you get to vote on it. Use blockchain technology so you can't be hacked and you can't vote more than once, which is easy to do with blockchain technology. It's open source transparency. It's doable. And that would be a real democracy, but we don't have it. We've never had it. The idea of America is a lie. Watch us on Government Secrets. This country was built on genocide and slavery and capitalist imperialism and colonialism. And you want to believe in it, right? Because we're all fed American exceptionalism. We all want to believe in it, but it's even that. We pulled ourselves out of dark times before, Dr. King and, even that has been propagandized and whitewashed, we only ever hear his I Have a Dream speech. We don't hear his socialism speeches. We don't hear his anti-capitalism speeches. We don't hear his poor people's campaign speeches. We don't hear his how capitalism is awful, how the war in Vietnam is awful, how working class people are sent to go fight rich person's wars. We don't hear that. Those speeches are not played on MLK Day. They're not, it's just the I Have a Dream one, which is a fine speech, but that's whitewashed. That's why none of us, I had to start doing this show before I learned about who Fred Hampton was. I grew up in Chicago. We're not taught about Fred Hampton or Eugene Debs or Henry Wallace or Smedley Butler. We're not taught about these people. We don't learn about them. It's deliberately kept from us. So I don't know that America is able to pull itself out of it. We are just like, it's a crazy cult. And you have to get out of a cult. And it's one of these cults where, like Jim Jones, they're all going to, everyone's going to die. Everyone's going to drink the Kool-Aid and die, whatever that is. Freedom, civil war, it's time for a revolution. Okay. The people that really want revolution, okay. I hope you know what living in a war zone is like, because if you're an American, you don't. Even if you fought in Iraq and Afghanistan, you don't know what a war on your soil is. You don't know. I've been to those bases. I've seen those soldier combat vets, and they went through a lot of gnarly stuff, and they have a lot of training, but they always got to come back to a nice fortified base. Then they got to go on leave, and then they got to eventually come home. There's no coming home when it's on your soil. You're living in a constant state of fear and panic. Your nervous system will be maxed out. You will be in constant PTSD. I don't care if you're a Navy SEAL, man. You can't be in constant combat stress. It's what happened to the World War II vets. They were at war for 2 years straight in Europe, man. There's no coming home. There's no rotate back to the stateside. It's going to be gnarly. Try to build relationships within your community. Know who your neighbors are. Help each other out, even if you don't agree on politics. But we're going down hard. America's going down hard. So I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. General strikes, protests, that's going to shut stuff down. You've got to make the powerful uncomfortable. It's going to take mass movements, man. I mean, what the young people are doing to unionize all these Starbucks, and then Apple Store just got unionized, and Chris Smalls at Amazon, that's big. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. So be safe out there, folks.